Punch meat right there.
Current day Magic Johnson would be Ben Simmons, and Ben Simmons is better in every. Ben Simmons is a better.
That's disrespectful. See what I'm talking about? That's disrespectful, bro. That's disrespectful, bro. Get this man out the chair, bro. Bow, boy, where you been? It's TeeJay, the artist. You rocking with me. You are the smartest, and we back with another video, man. And today we are going to watch this one NBA old head versus 10 Gen Z fans. Now we did the one LeBron fan versus the haters. We did the Steph Curry fan versus the haters. You can go check my page for that. It's like 3-part series. I didn't do one full video. I'm probably gonna do the same thing for this one, 3 or 4 parts or whatever. And we about to see what went on. Now, if you don't know this guy be on TikTok. Well, I saw him on TikTok. He does his own podcast. He is very knowledgeable of the game, and he puts some of the older guys that he watched growing up inside of his arguments a lot, and it makes a little bit more sense. It gives you more insight on the older eras of basketball, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see what he does. Now he do, of course, everybody has their own personal takes. He does have some takes that you're probably not gonna like, but it is what it is. Now he's going up against Gen Z fans. That's this modern era fans, you know what I mean? I don't know what generation am I? Hold on real quick. Millennials. I am Gen Y. Millennials. Gen Y. I knew it was millennial. I couldn't think of what generation they put, like what letter, but I guess it's Y. So Gen Y, millennial here. Anyway, about to see what went on in this video, man. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's get into it. Could you turn me up in the headphones a little bit?
It's the GOAT point guard.
Turn it up a little bit.
Talk me off that ledge.
We already have current day Magic Johnson, and his name is Ben Simmons, and he's trash.
See, he saved himself. That was already, we're gonna get to that part. We already have, no, and I'm not gonna disrespect Magic Johnson like that, like you just disrespected that man, because Magic Johnson ended up developing a jump shot. Ben Simmons did. You know what? I'm gonna let it ride. I seen him before. He's in my other videos. He has bad takes. But let's keep it going.
Yeah, athletes.
You calling LeBron a plumber?
Why are we losing to Devin Booker and Drew Holiday, Bam Adebayo, with Michael Jordan?
The older generation gets tricked by NBA Centel.
100%. I've been tricked by NBA Centel. Steph Curry has revolutionized.
That's a Twitter thing, and he was. Hey, whoever that is, it looks so official.
Revolutionized the 3-point shot. But we also had guys shooting the long ball back then. We had Dale Ellis. We had Larry Bird. We had Craig Hodges.
I've never heard of Dale Ellis.
I hear some of the dumbest stuff that I've ever heard in my life from you guys.
And I hear some of the dumbest stuff from OGs.
Because you're 12, that's why.
Welcome to One Fan versus 10
Here we
haters.
go.
Today we have the illustrious, esteemed guest, Mr. OG Jermaine, in the building to battle a dream team of superstar villains, Gen Z. Our panel of judges will determine who won the debate.
They got judges and stuff.
Say which era of basketball
That dude was
better.
he
Jermaine,
was
are you ready?
a debater
Floor is
too.
yours.
Magic's the GOAT point guard. I don't think that you can talk me off that ledge. I'm convinced of it.
Magic Johnson is the GOAT point guard. Now, let's think of some point guards. Isaiah Thomas, CP3, Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, Magic Johnson, of course. Steph Curry is point guard. Russell Westbrook. GOAT point guard. The best point guard in NBA history. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't even mention John Stockton. It has to be. This is where it gets crazy, because Steph Curry is considered a point guard, but the way that he plays isn't a point guard. Like a combo guard. Like he's a shooter guard, because he doesn't assist the basketball. When I think of point guard, I'm a millennial. We come from the day and age. Steve Nash, Jason Kidd. Those was our point guard. CP3, because he old. You know what I'm saying? So he was in that era too. We think of pure point guards. We think of the guys that assist. We think of assists. We think of getting everybody involved. So, Magic Johnson has to be. I'm sorry, Gen Z. He got this one already, but we're going to see what they say.
OG, what up?
What's up?
Magic Johnson is the GOAT point guard. Gotta give it to
Repeat
him.
that statement.
Magic Johnson is the best point guard in NBA history.
Why do you think so?
He revolutionized the position. Not only did he revolutionize the position, he was that from the door, and he stayed that for as long as he was in the league, which was 12 seasons, first team All NBA.
You don't care that he played with Kareem. You don't care that he played with James Worthy.
I don't care.
You don't care that Steph Curry has revolutionized the three-point shot, that he's completely changed the game.
Actually, he did.
Point guard ain't got nothing to do with who you play with. Point guard is getting everybody involved. So you mentioning James Worthy and Kareem and all his teammates, they could have been trash with Magic Johnson, but Magic Johnson was able to get them the ball.
He didn't revolutionize it. He enhanced it because
No, he revolutionized because they wasn't shooting it at all before. They was not shooting it at all. You know your era wasn't shooting that.
100%.
Your era was shooting that. Your era was straight mid-range.
Have you ever heard of Dale Ellis?
In the paint.
Have you ever heard of Larry Bird?
No, who?
Have you ever heard of Dale Ellis?
Who is that?
I'll play you. Of course you
care
don't.
about who you're talking about.
Of course you.
And Steph Curry, you have to care. He's the best point guard ever.
And now I'm schooling you to Dale Ellis, right? Now I'm schooling you to Larry Bird. I'm schooling you to Craig Hodges, right?
Stick to Steph and Magic.
So let's stick to Steph and Magic.
Who's a better shooter?
So the young boy didn't want to go down that path because I'm going to say now today's era of basketball does overuse the 3-point line. Back in the day, they worked inside out. Today it works outside in. What I mean by that is older in basketball, they get to the rim, and then when you pack the paint, then we're gonna shoot the three. Versus us, shoot the three. When y'all come out, then we go into the hole. That's the difference. But then Steph, he's shooting from on the other side of the court. That's different. But he wanted to stay away from the old head mentioning names that actually did shoot the three pretty well during those days. It just wasn't utilized as much as today. He wanted to stay away from that because he don't know that knowledge, which is smart. Like, hey, let's just stick with the two people before we go down this wormhole. You know what I'm saying?
Steph Curry's a better
finisher?
Oh, Magic.
Who's a better passer?
Magic.
Who's a better mid-range shooter?
I'll give Curry that.
I know you do. Who's a better playoff performer?
Magic.
At what?
100%.
He can't shoot. He don't got no left hand.
Even if he didn't have any left hand, or even if he couldn't
don't.
shoot, I can tell you that.
Who's better mid-range?
I'm
Okay.
schooling you to Craig
Okay.
Hodges, right?
Stick to Steph and Magic.
So let's stick to Steph.
All right, here go these two things.
Magic.
Who's a better shooter?
It's clearly Steph.
Steph Curry's a
Who's
better,
a better
long ball
finisher?
shooter.
Magic 1-1.
Oh, Magic.
Who's a better passer?
Magic 2-1.
Magic.
Who's a better mid-range shooter?
2-2.
I'll give Curry that.
I know you do. Who's a better playoff performer?
Who's the better playoff performer? I mean, one of them has 5, the other has 4. If y'all want to play the ring game, one got 5, one got 4. One of them had to be the center for a game because Kareem got hurt. The other guy had to let the rest of his team do everything. I mean, then you let Andre Iguodala that one year get a MVP over you. Then you had to go get KD in there. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot, you know.
Magic.
At what?
100%.
He can't shoot. He don't got no left hand.
Even
Nah, he ain't got no left hand.
if he didn't have any left hand, or even if he couldn't
don't.
shoot, I can
He
tell you that.
don't.
I can tell you what he did do.
What he do?
He's a part of the biggest collapse in NBA history, being up 3-1 and actually losing an NBA championship.
Point for the old head. Steph did do that.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't hear. Let me clean my ears out. So let me make sure I can
He got that boy home hush.
hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Let me tell you what Steph is better at.
Oh, he got old hush. Then he gonna change the subject. Look, change the subject.
Yes,
First of all, Steph is a 4-time champion.
100%.
Steph is a unanimous
I'm a 5-time
MVP.
champion.
No,
Okay.
Steph is a unanimous MVP. You know what that
100%.
means? You want me to
Wait. I thought we was talking about playoffs. Boy, we only 2 minutes in. Boy, this gonna be a video. I was talking about playoffs. He moved it.
spell it for you?
Please,
that
put me
means
on.
nobody else got a vote.
Right.
Steph got
Which is
that.
nuts, by the
No,
way.
it ain't nuts.
Which
Because
is
Magic
nuts.
wasn't getting a vote.
So I'm glad
you
you
could
brought
put
that
any
up.
season with Matt. He wasn't
And
getting
I'm
a vote.
glad you brought
He
that
ain't got
up.
no left hand.
Sure.
He's 6'9", Ben Simmons. Steph.
LeBron was supposed to be unanimous, but one of those guys was a hater, and they voted for Carmelo Anthony that year. Go look it up. LeBron would have been the first unanimous, but all right.
Curry is really
Not first unanimous. I don't know if anybody, maybe first unanimous.
one of the best point guards we've ever seen in our life. My life, your life. You're older than me. And you have never seen a point guard better than Steph. And that's a fact.
Well, there's two things. You just said he's one of the best point guards. We're talking about the best
he's
point
better than
guard. Not
Magic.
only is
Magic
he
not
the
even
best point
top
guard,
two.
I'm winning MVPs when Bird is in the league. I'm winning MVPs when Jordan is in the league. I'm winning MVPs
Steph won
when
an MVP
Jabbar,
with LeBron.
when him in the league, right?
Steph won an MVP with Kevin Durant.
Yes, he did.
Steph won an MVP with all these players.
100%.
What
What I'm talking about is that he won it with these players who you tell me that these players are better than.
Steph is better than all of them.
No,
Steph
he's
is
not
better
better
than
than
Bird,
Bird.
too.
He's not better
Steph
than
is
Bird.
better than
He's
Magic,
not
bro.
better than.
Okay, is Steph Curry better?
Steph is a better shooter.
Absolutely
He's a
not.
better scorer by far.
No way
It's
not.
All right, Steph is a better shooter than Larry Bird, old head. Come on now.
All he does is shoot
And
the
he
long
can
ball.
actually
That's
dribble
it.
with the
He
left
doesn't
hand.
do anything
He got
else
the
except
right hand, left hand, the yo-yo. He has all the
for you to
moves.
say that he's for you to say
This
that he
man
can't
was
dribble,
dribbling like
for you
this.
to say he can't
Like
dribble
this.
right, and
Like
he was,
this.
and not only was
Back
he
to the
dribbling like
basket.
right, and not only
That's
dribbling, and not only
nasty.
dribbling like that, finishing like that, and put it. Oh.
All right, y'all, we're not finding any common ground, so I forgot to mention 24-second shot clock once is getting too contentious.
Old head won.
Finish your thought.
The point that I was making was Magic being revolutionary. You talk about Steph Curry, he enhanced the three-point shot because guys were shooting it. There was no 6'9" point guard in the league before Magic showed up. And
That's
if
true.
no Magic, there is no Luka. There is no Penny Hardaway. There is no big guard. Steph Curry, who is a long ball shooter, he enhanced that, and he made that a bigger deal than what it was. But Magic revolutionized the game.
That was electric. All right, next victim.
LeBron, I said LeBron. I thought he was going to say LeBron. But old head, he beat you. He beat you, Gen Z.
God damn.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Oh Lord. This guy he just shook hands with be having bad takes.
What's going on, brother?
All right, I had a quick question. If Magic Johnson was in the NBA today, what would his stat line look like?
If Magic Johnson was in the NBA today with the amount of switching that we have in the NBA, with the amount of defense that we have,
Magic will go crazy in this year because he's a big guard.
how
Yeah.
wide open the floor is, Magic Johnson would be what Luka is doing. It would be something similar to
What do
that.
you mean what Luka's doing?
What Luka was doing in terms of
He can't
assists.
shoot the ball.
I'm glad you brought that up because we're talking about a slower pace in the NBA, right?
Yeah.
With the big man, we're just throwing the ball into the big man. If he couldn't shoot the ball, where's that 24 game that he was getting? Where's that 20? Because he had a 5-year stretch where he averaged 22
Yeah,
a
he
game.
wouldn't do that in today's NBA. I'll tell you exactly-
In fact, not only would he do that today, he would be even better today at that because the game is so wide open. And now I got guys like Joel Embiid trying to cover Magic 22, 23 feet away from the basket. And I got guys like Trae Young trying to deal with Magic Johnson in transition.
A 6'9" point guard immediately puts pressure on your defense. Especially like he said, everybody's switching. Go look, watch the playoffs. Literally everybody is switching. They don't even fight over the screen sometimes. I think the only people that I've seen fight over the screen is when Anthony Edwards tell Jaden McDaniels to stay on them. Other than that, everybody else, and it don't even be a fight to like switch. He just run over there and then they just switch. It's like, bro, come on, man.
That's lunch meat right there.
Current day Magic Johnson would be Ben Simmons. And Ben Simmons is better in every... Ben Simmons is a better...
That's disrespectful. See what I'm talking about? That's disrespectful, bro. That's disrespectful, bro. Get this man out the chair, bro.
passer. He was a defensive player of the year. What separates...
Never won defensive
and
player of
also,
the year,
I'll go as
ever.
far as to say Magic
Made
Johnson,
all-league defensive
Magic
team
Johnson is
one
one of the
time.
worst NBA players of all time.
Made
He had
the
no
all-league
skill.
defensive team
He's
one
the
time.
least skilled NBA player of all time. What was he good at?
What was who good at? Are you talking about Magic Johnson?
Nothing.
Everything.
Being big. That's the only thing he was ever good at. But in today's NBA, you can't do that. You're going to be exploited. You know why? Because you just had Luka. Luka could shoot the ball. Luka's a better passer. Luka's better at everything.
Luka a better passer than Magic Johnson?
6'9", because that's your only argument.
Sure.
We already have current day Magic Johnson, and his name is Ben Simmons, and he's trash. He's terrible.
So if Magic
The only player that's worse than Magic Johnson is Russell Westbrook, who also can't shoot.
I'm gonna stop pausing it on him. I'm gonna just let him. Right now, right here, right now, while I'm watching this, I don't like him. All right.
Right. So if Magic was as trash as he is,
Yeah.
and Ben Simmons was as good as he is,
Yeah.
what are we doing with Ben Simmons today?
I didn't say Ben Simmons is good. You said that.
I didn't.
Magic Johnson
You
is what
said
Ben
that.
Simmons is. That's
So-
not what I said.
So if Magic Johnson was what Ben Simmons is, how many all-league performances does Ben Simmons have?
Ben Simmons is not good.
Okay, well Magic is because
Neither is Magic Johnson.
Because Magic Johnson was first team
played
All-Pro
against plumbers.
9 straight years.
Who did he play?
Who did he play?
Bums.
I'm sorry, John
Straight
Stockton, Dennis
trash.
Johnson,
They're literally
John Stockton,
terrible. They
Dennis
wouldn't do
Johnson.
anything.
John Stockton's trash? Oh, I just said I wasn't going to stop it, but oh my gosh.
Kyrie Irving is a better ball handler than
He's
John
better
Stockton.
in every.
That's it.
What's
So he's
John
a better
Stockton better
defender?
at? Yes.
He's a better passer.
Yes.
Oh my
Are you
God.
kidding me?
I'm losing years of my life.
He's bad, bro. Stop talking to him.
God. Oh my. Anyway.
Stop talking to him.
Focus. So
Stop talking to him.
There is no comparison between
Not about
Magic
to do
Johnson
it.
and Ben Simmons. Oh.
I ain't battling him.
You can finish your thought.
There is no comparison between Magic Johnson and Ben Simmons. He is not the scorer. He is not the distributor. He is not the playmaker. He is not any of those things. He is not the floor leader that Magic Johnson was, is, or will ever be. And it's evident because he's been already on what? 3 teams in 5 years? Magic played for the Lakers for 12 straight years, and he was not a point guard. He was the lead
point guard.
Ben Simmons has never been the lead guard.
Never.
Ever.
All right. Also, the shot clock, it's more like football. If it ends when you're talking, you get to run the play out.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you talk about how Steph only enhanced the.
He looked like a troll. He already cheesing. He looked like they told him to go say this. Whatever he about to say, like, look at him. He looked like he happy
Also,
to
the
be
shot
here.
clock is
He
more
looked
football.
like.
If it ends when you're talking, you get to run the play out.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Yes, sir.
All right, so
You can't tell me he don't look like he about to troll. Oh my God. He look like he about to troll, bro. He got I just noticed something. This is a Magic Johnson is the GOAT point guard conversation. Magic Johnson played for the Lakers. Look at his hoodie. Look at the hoodie. You know he finna hate on him.
So you talk about how Steph only enhanced the three-pointer, how he didn't revolutionize it. How you feel that Draymond has more career threes than Larry Bird? They weren't shooting the three about that much back then. I mean, like, Steph made everyone shoot the three. He's inspiring players now to shoot the three, and he's really just changed the entire game by shooting the three.
Would that
He out of breath? Is he okay?
help the fact that he played with Klay Thompson, who was another great long ball shooter? I think that has a lot to do with it because as good as Steph Curry was as a long ball shooter, when you got another sniper that can shoot just as well as you do, and with him shooting as well as he did, making the game even better. When you have that on your team, I think that we completely forget about how good the long ball was with those guys enhancing it. But we also had guys shooting the long ball back then. We had Dale Ellis. We had Larry Bird. We had Craig Hodges. We had great long ball shooters who could shoot the basketball, like Steve Kerr, right? We had all of these guys who could shoot but they weren't shooting it at the volume that these guys are shooting it at.
That's the difference. That's the difference right there. The volume of the shooting. Remember what I said. Inside out game. Once they double on the inside, you hit the three to, you know what I'm saying, to make them play honest. Nowadays, they just... The Celtics shoot 53s a game. That was unheard of back in the day. Nobody's doing that.
Is a lot more wide open than it was 25 years ago because it was played through the big man. But it's not like those guys couldn't shoot the basketball. Because I'm trying to imagine Dale Ellis with the amount of spacing playing with. I'm trying to imagine Dale Ellis with the amount of spacing playing with Joel Embiid or playing with Joker. It would be incredible today.
I've never heard of Dale Ellis. Who's Dale Ellis?
Of course
he putting you on game, bro.
Of course you haven't heard of Dale Ellis because you're 12. That's why. You've never heard of Dale Ellis. That's why. That's what that would explain it. And what's interesting is 20 years from now, somebody's going to tell you, yo, Steph Curry was a plumber. Steph Curry played against Gen Zs and SoundCloud rappers. That's what they're going to tell you that he played against. And you're going to want to jump over this table and you're going to want to choke him out because you've seen Steph Curry. Because you know how good Steph Curry is as a...
That is going to be a fact. Now, it probably won't happen to Steph Curry. It won't happen to LeBron. It probably won't happen to KD. But that's going to happen to people like James Harden. We're going to have to explain how good James Harden actually was. We're going to have to explain that Russell Westbrook averaging a triple-double for 3 years is going to be crazy. That we will have to do that for some people. We're going to have to say Joel Embiid was like that. He just was hurt all the time. We're going to have to remind people for certain people when it moves on. Like how he said Dale Ellis. He's like, I don't know who Dale Ellis is, but he knew who Larry Bird is because he still, his name still ring bells. But that is going to be a thing. We're going to have to defend Paul George, bro. We're going to have to defend some of these people, bro. They're going to be like, Jamal Murray, he wasn't like that. We're going to have to tell them like, hey, bro, go look at some of these playoff games about Jamal Murray. Go look at these playoff games for Jimmy Butler. Go look at, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to have to do that, bro. We really going to have to do that. That is a fact. It's not going to happen to Steph. He used Steph as an example. But we're going to have to remind some people, like, they're going to be like, man, Man, ain't nobody worried about no Tracy McGrady. Tracy McGrady, we're gonna have to. You see what I'm saying? Boy, Tracy McGrady was like that. You might got like we gonna have to do that for some people, bro. That's crazy. We're gonna have to do that.
Long ball shooter. You know how good he is as a player. But this is what I got to deal with when I got to deal with you telling me that John Stockton, or not just John Stockton, but Dale Ellis and Craig Hodges and all of these great long ball shooters, you don't know who they are. Go do your homework.
Steph Curry played against LeBron 4 years in a row in the finals. You're calling LeBron a plumber? And how do you think Clay's getting off? You say that Steph played with plumbers. He played with LeBron, played against LeBron.
No, you missed the whole thing. Get him out of here. Get him out of the chair. He missed the whole point. He said that the way that he is mentioning Dale Ellis, and you're saying that you don't know him, you call Dale Ellis a plumber. He's basically telling you that in the future, when Steph Curry is now the older guy, people are going to be like, yeah, Steph Curry wasn't like that. You're going to have to be the one to say Steph Curry wasn't. You missed that whole point. Get him out of here, bro.
4 years in a row.
Okay, first of all, I didn't say he played
Thank you.
plumbers. I said that's what you're going to have to listen to 20 years from now.
You're not listening.
And with you having to listen to that, you already seen what Steph Curry looks like. But with that being said, let's get back to the point. Let's get back to the point at hand. And Steph Curry being a lead guard and not being better than Magic Johnson, who answer this question. Revolutionized the game at the point.
I forgot that was the question.
Everything that now point guards are compared to. Because who are we comparing Steph Curry to and other point guards? We're not comparing him to anybody else except Magic Johnson.
Yep.
All right, MD Foodie Boys, thank you so much.
Get him up out of here, man.
Please go check out Dale Ellis.
Last round for this topic.
Oh, this last round? I ain't gonna lie. I feel like this video is long enough, bro. We're gonna do this part, and I'm gonna end this video right here. I've been pausing this video so much. I didn't think that I was gonna pause it this much, but oh my gosh, bro.
Listen, man, let's expose Magic Johnson right now.
I might have to stop it after this one, but here he go.
Build a team around Magic Johnson in today's game where he doesn't get exposed. Because I'm looking at Magic Johnson, we're leaving him wide open from 3, OG. We're leaving him open. What center is he going to play with? What center is he going to play with where you're going to be able to just have all this spacing around him? I would love to know. Let me know.
Build a team around Magic Johnson to where he can do his thing, right? With today's players, but Magic Johnson. Are they forgetting that Magic Johnson eventually got a jumper? He worked on his jumper. Unlike other guards who relied maybe on their athleticism or they just didn't want to, he actually worked towards a jumper towards the end of his career. They forgot that. So if you want to build a team, I would give him a team kind of like when Rajon Rondo was with the Celtics. I'll give him a guy like KG. I'll give him a guy like Paul Pierce. So if we had to do that, let's say we give him a big. Let's work. So he had the 1. Let's give him a 5. Today's game, give him a 5. Let's give him a Joel Embiid. We'll give him a scoring big man. He can go up under there in the post. He got a mid range. He got a 3-point shot. We'll give him that. Boom. The 4, we'll give him a stretch 4. We'll give him somebody like let's give him a Karl Anthony Towns. Stretch 4, he's also still big. He could do some post work, but he like to be outside of that 3-point line. Give him somebody like that, right? So that's 2 bigs that can shoot. Magic Johnson can give them both the ball. He ain't got to. All right, let's work on the 3. The 3, let's give him, I don't know, let's give him another shooter. They don't necessarily have to be a superstar. Let's give him a, let's see. I'm trying to think of a small forward in today's game without, I'm trying to think of somebody, you know what I'm saying? Because if you got Karl Anthony Towns, Magic Johnson, and Joel Embiid, you're not going to be able to have, you know what I'm saying, somebody like that. So we're going to give him 2, 3, and D guys. We're gonna give him let's give him like a Jaden McDaniels. Let's give him a Jaden McDaniels 3 and D guy, and then the other guy he's not necessarily a small forward, but we need 2 wings, and that need to be one of them. Then the other guy can be like a let's see, maybe like a I'm trying to think of somebody that can be at his 2 spot. That can possibly switch with him too. Should we give him like a Let's give him like a Malik Beasley. Now you got a 3-point shooter at the 2, Malik Beasley. You got Jaden McDaniels who can guard his ass off and he can shoot as well on some good days. Magic Johnson gonna find him. Then you got 2 bigs that can shoot. There you have it. If he can't shoot and the rest of the team can shoot, you're gonna leave him open. Go right ahead. He's 6'9". I'm posting up your point guard. I don't need a switch. But if we want to switch, we can bring somebody up here and now he got to guard me. Bro, like, and that might not even be the perfect team. But I just wanted to give more of a realistic side. If you're going to have some superstars at certain spots, you don't need to have superstars all over and be like, yeah, he could be great with the superstars. No, let's give him 2 bigs that can shoot. And then give him 2 3-and-D wing guys. And I don't even know if Malik Beasley's that good on defense, but he got the 3 ball. So I'm just like, come on, man. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Joel Embiid. He could play with Joker.
See, I just said Joel Embiid and he said it.
Is he going to play with where you're going to be able
what
to
center?
All the spacing around
Joel Embiid.
Let me know.
Spit the center.
And that's dumb. Wait, I just thought about something. He said, what big can you play for him to have all that space? Literally every team dang near got a dang stretch 5 or stretch 4 on the team. Bro, do you not watch basketball?
Play around.
That is the revolution. Like, that's the 5 and the 4 spot have been revolutionized to stretches.
Play with Joel Embiid. He could play with Joker. In fact,
that spacing with Joel Embiid?
Absolutely.
How's that going to work?
Absolutely, it's going to work because I don't think you give Magic Johnson enough credit for the respectable shooter that he was.
Right.
Respectable shooter. We're comparing this to Steph Curry, by the way.
Absolutely.
Comparing this to Steph Curry.
No, it's not. No, that's not what you say. You say he can't shoot at all. Now is compared to Steph. Everybody can't shoot compared to Steph.
It's not close, OG.
Is it easier to build the team around a guy who plays off the basketball, shoots the basketball the way Steph Curry does?
Absolutely.
Or a guy who, in the game being as wide open as it is today, a transition player like Magic Johnson is, a passer that Magic Johnson is, a scorer at the rim, and a guy who sees the floor as well as Magic Johnson does.
He needs to be as dominant as Giannis, as Jokic, as all these guys.
I want to make sure that I remember this. He is 6'9".
Absolutely.
Not 6'2" or 6'3".
Absolutely.
6'9",
No,
with eyes in
hold
the
on.
back of his
Let's
head.
talk about him and Joel Embiid.
Sure.
Joel Embiid's in the post. Whoever's on Magic, we're doubling. We're
glad
doubling
you're
right
doubling.
away. You go ahead.
100%.
That respectable shooter, go ahead. Let him shoot.
Yep. You're gonna have to give up something. 100%. You're gonna have to give up. You're gonna have to
I'm
give
giving
up.
up Magic Johnson shooting.
100%.
Easy.
You're gonna have
Every
to give
time.
up something. And when you give that up, you said the same thing. And I've heard this so many different times. We're going to let LeBron shoot. How well did LeBron
LeBron's a better shooter than Magic Johnson.
Well, I can tell you this.
Especially today's a 40% three-point shooter.
We're going to let LeBron shoot. We're letting LeBron shoot. I think he ended up scoring the most points in NBA history. So let Magic shoot, and you're going to lose. You're
He's going to hit 40% of his threes?
Absolutely.
40%. You're making that up. There's nothing you can say that's going to hit that.
I'm not saying 40%? that. No, I didn't say he was going to hit 40% of his threes.
What's he going to hit, 32%? We're cool with that.
What I did say is that you're not going to force him into shooting 8 or 9 threes a game. You're not going to do that.
Yeah, that's another thing. When you leave somebody open, you're like, yeah, shoot. You think that Magic Johnson not smart enough to know that, okay, this part in the game is where, you know what I'm saying, I don't need to be shooting? You don't think he's smart enough to have basketball IQ like that? Like, only other players, oh, you leave me open, I'm shooting it every time. Nobody's doing that, bro. And like I said before, Magic Johnson wasn't one of those guys that stopped working on their game. He eventually got a jump shot, bro.
Today's game, when most guys got 5 shooters out there, a minimum 4, you're going to have a team where he has 3 shooters around him if everything's going well. You got to have
So you calling Joel Embiid not a shooter?
at least 3 shooters out there.
If you got 3 shooters around Magic Johnson, how much better is he going to be as a distributor and a playmaker and getting downhill
OG,
and getting those guys
doesn't
better
have
shots?
the ball, what's he going to do? If he doesn't have the ball, what's he going to do?
That's the point that I'm making because I'm the lead guard. I got the ball in my hand.
Nigga, what you gonna do when you don't got the ball? He's the point guard. He's
hands. That's why I'm going to be so much better. And because I got 3 shooters around me. So if I got Gary Trent or somebody like that around me, how many better shots am I going to get him? Because you're going to be so focused on me getting to the rim. You say that you're going to double off me. You can double off me all you want. Just like they doubled off a bunch of other players in the league, but they still got to the rim and they still scored the basketball at a high rate. And Magic Johnson, if you're going to double off me, I can play in the mid-range and I can knock down open shots. And if I do that, now you have to come see me. And if you come see me, here comes the double. And I'm finding this guy. I'm finding that guy. And I'm finding that guy. And now guess what? You're home watching the playoffs. Meanwhile, we're raising the trophy.
Yeah, he had you got cooked.
The Bulls.
He got cooked. Anyway, the 1990s Bulls had a greater run than the 2010s Warriors. That's a fact because the Bulls won 6. Anyway, that's gonna be the second video. We're gonna get into that one. 2010s Warriors. I'm sorry, that dynasty. You know what? I'm gonna save it for that video to be continued. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I know that we only been 12 minutes of this video and there's so much more to go. So there's gonna be a lot of parts. I stopped the video so many times that I feel like I need to stop it right here. So stay tuned for video number 2 of this. This is gonna be a good one. Shout out to the old head. He cooking right now. I give it to the old head. Let's go, old head. Come on. I ain't gonna lie though. Hey, House of Highlights, y'all need to come get your boy. Hey, send me a flight or something. I'll help. Put me on either one of the sides. I bet y'all cook anybody. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Peace.